Hi everyone, welcome to Water Clan Wars with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not, and either are any of these blokes, that's for sure. This is another one. This is a Clan Wars Extravaganza. This is right. 15 versus 15 at tier 10. 15 versus 15 at tier 10. Did he just shoot his teammate then? I'm not too sure. 15 versus 15 at tier 10. JT was kind enough to send me a few replays from JT and the Flying Elite, both kind enough to send me a few replays from the recently concluded Clan Wars campaign, the 11-day campaign for the fire trial event. There was 10 versus 10 battles. There are also 15 versus 15 battles. Today's video is going to feature 4 15 versus 15 battles replays from Yeti's point of view. Yeti came second in the campaign overall, unless I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure they did, and they had an absolute. They got a red hot go and they had an absolute great time by the looks of it. Now look at this one. This is Cliff. Like I said, 15 versus 15. This is Cliff. 2 artilleries, 2 Conch GCs, an EBR 105, the Striv 103, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 907s, 4 Chieftains, and a couple of Object 279Es. They're up against ATLUS. Now, ATLUS, as usual with the Clan Wars battle, you can't see the tanks until you've spotted them. That's why you can only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's why you can only see 8 tanks on the enemy team. One of them's a dead EBR, and one of them is a tank which is not yet spotted. That's called Fog of War. If you're new to Clan Wars, that's called Fog of War. You don't get to see who the enemy are on that side of the screen until you've spotted them. You can see they've spotted an IS-7, a 279E, a Super Conqueror, 2 Chieftains, a Batchat, a 907, and 1 unspotted tank, possibly the enemy artillery. Anyway, the score is 1-0. We're on Cliff, and you can see on the mini-map that they've set themselves up pretty. They're spread out on the top half of the map by the looks of it. Some 907s and the 279 down the 1-2 line, a few mediums and Chieftains over there in the east, 2 artilleries at the back with the Striv, and this is Slav Prince in the Object 907, playing in the middle, trying to get some, just making sure, keeping him honest, keeping ATLUS honest. If they push over the top, then he'll be able to shoot them. These guys will be able to shoot them, so will the Striv. And of course the artillery finds that IS-7, who's still there. A lot of map picking going on by my old mate Bucket, possibly Bucket calling this one, I'm not too sure. And it's a little bit of a waiting game right here at the moment. Also, look at some of the players. There's some of the players that you can see on Yeti's team are no strangers to Get On Board Studios, that's for sure. My old mate Napalm there in his Object 279E. He'll be pretty excited if he can get to show that one off. I remember he was pushing to get those missions for the final personal mission reward tank. He was pretty excited once he got that one. Zulu Warrior, aka Crazy B or Crazy Bucket, Haifa, Rapunzel, Slav Prince, Vale, Grass Nibbler, there's one, and Slav King, of course, in the Conch GC. He's got the only kill at the moment, getting rid of the EBR 105. Now, if they've only got 1 light tank, and that 1 light tank's dead on ATLUS, of course, we don't know. We mentioned Fog of War not long ago. We don't know if they've only got 1 light tank, because we've only spotted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, spotted half their team, I guess. Anyway, the IS-7 looks like he's still there. He's not going anywhere. That IS-7's not going anywhere. He's trying to be maybe the anchor point for ATLUS to try to, keep Yeti honest. Who knows? They're just kicking back over here, just biding their time. 907's over there in the donut, and looking for whatever might be there on the west. A few tanks look like they're thinking about climbing the hill. Now let's quicken it up a bit, see if they can get there. The EBR 105 is going to go straight to the top of the hill and see if it can get some vision towards the southeast part of Cliff. Slav Prince now in the Object 907 relocating. The other 907, who's that behind him? That's Bucket. He's saying, "Rightio, let's go and have a bit of a look over here." Not too sure. Did he get spotted there? I don't think he did. The EBR 105, who just climbed the top of the hill, didn't manage to survive that little adventure. But let's see. The 907's now looking for vision there. He's waited for Buckets to come down there. There's a Chieftain. He just got lit there. Could be anything that just spotted him. There's Noob Never Know. That's a cool in-game name. The Chieftain's just saying, "Rightio, that's probably." There's a little bit of what would you call it? So rightio, this is where I think I'm getting spotted from. What would you call that? He says, "Rightio, I got lit when I came around about here. There's a bush there. Put a few blind shots into that bush. So if it's an enemy light tank, you're either going to kill him or he's going to run away. That's the thing." Anyway, Val picks up a kill in the Striv 103B, killing the IS-7, bringing the score back to 2-1. And now Slav Prince is possibly going to relocate here back to the middle of the map. That IS-7 was the only tank that was spotted from ATLUS's team in the middle of the map, remember. All the other tanks that were spotted were all spotted down here in the southeast. So they could be setting up for a push around here. They could be setting up for a push over the top of the middle. Or they could have even relocated back down to the 1-2 line. And that's why Slav Prince is down here, changing his, doing a totally different. Remember, he was over here with Bucket over there on the 9 line. Now he's back over at the 2-3 line, looking for more vision for his team. 2 Object 279s over here as well. One, the anchor back here at D5. One's just behind him. That's the old mate Napalmer getting ready for a 1-2 line push if that's what the team needs. 3-1's a score. 3 kills. Slav King's got a kill in the Conk GC. Val in the Striv. And how do I say his name? Omiko? Yeah, in the Chieftain. Told you the Chieftain was a good tank. Did I mention I got one? I was pretty excited. Last Clan Wars campaign when I picked up a Chieftain. Not so fortunate this time, of course. Score 3-1. There's the Object 279E. And that's one of those players with the in-game name is the same as a tank. His in-game name's Conqueror GC. I don't know. That's just going to confuse people like me. Anyway, 3-1's a score. Looking for. They've got to find some more tanks. Where are they? There's one of the chieftains down there in the east. But is he alone? Have all the other tanks gone elsewhere? What's it? There's another one. There's another one up there on the. That's an interesting position for a chieftain. I guess he's trying to be safe from artillery. And Slav Prince says, "Well, I might as well take the shot if I can get it." Brings his damage up to 960 hit points. Bit of mapping going on there down the middle. You can see the chieftains are starting to move over there in the central northeast part of the map. Slav Prince shoots the chieftain again. I don't think he damaged him that time. Got the shot of damage from just down there. That'll be artillery down there at K2. That's where the shot came from. Blind fires in towards where he thinks the chieftain might still be. That's the chieftain that was halfway up the hill. Tracks him and damages him. Fixes his tracks with the repair kit, and then he's starting to back out furiously. He's in a bit of bother there. Who's that? What's his name? Rumming. Oh, one of those other names I can't pronounce. Now something for 379 hits him from back there. If that's the TD spot, you might think it might be a Striv. Of course, you don't see on the screen. This is another feature of Fog of War. For those of you who don't know what Clan Wars. The mechanics of Clan Wars, I guess you could say. One of the other features of Fog of War, if you get hit by something and the tank hasn't been spotted, it doesn't tell you who it was. So these ones here, T95 FV420, we know they're chieftains. That's what the damage that he's done to and assisted damage as well. The other one here, this APCR round for 379 and these HE rounds for the artillery. We don't know what kind of tank it was because the tanks haven't yet been lit. I guess that was a long-winded way of explaining it. Anyway, 3-1's a score. I did mention in Thursday's video, this is going to be 4 Clan Wars replays in one video. 2 of them are going to be really quick. 2 of them are going to be not so quick as Slav Prince puts a shot towards the 907. It looks like, is that Bucket over there getting pushed on? Lots of enemy tanks over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 7, maybe half the enemy team pushing on Bucket down there. Hopefully these heavies can sort them out. Unfortunately, Bucket possibly got pushed off the edge of the cliff, and now it might be a 1-2 line push going by the map pinging. Here we go. Blocks a shot from the 279. Gets hit for something else by 313 hit points. Back there, something again his tracks eat the shot. 451 hit points. Slav Prince is going to go down here. He's on 527 health, but now that 279 is no longer alive, hopefully he won't get spotted anymore. Looking for a shot on the Conqueror GC. Doesn't quite land it. Conqueror GC is running as if his life depends on it, because it does. Slav Prince on 164 hit points. 2,292 damage done. 830 damage blocked. A little bit of assisted damage as well. He's going up there with his old mate Hypher in the other 907. Back up on top of the cliff to maybe try and get rid of this Batchat 25T on 253 health. He's got an APCR round loaded. 320 alpha, 264 pen compared to 334 with the heat rounds, and the APCR should be enough to deal with that Batchat as he puts a shot blindly over there towards the central southern part of the map. 4-4 is the score as my old mate Crazy B gets taken out by the T95 FE4201, the Chieftain, and now it looks like the 907s as well as the Chieftain. Parker is going to try and get rid of whatever's in the middle and try to maybe make something happen in the middle of cliff. 5-4 the score now. Slav Prince trying to just take it easy here. Doesn't want to risk his tank. He's only on 164 hit points. Either one of the artilleries on the enemy team, I've got a feeling there are 2. Either one of them could kill him with a splash on 164 health, and that just wouldn't do, would it? Unfortunately, Napalm and Rapunzel are both down to 1 shots as well down here on the 1-2 line, so they're understandably being a little bit conservative with their push as well. But I think there might be something still back here. But that Batchat that was last seen up here is now dead, and that's who was spotting them on that 1-2 line in the central part of the map. Quick mouthful of coffee because it is early. 6-4 the score, 7-4 the score now as the other Chieftain gets taken out. There's that Conqueror GC again. That's the guy with the funny name. Looks like the Chieftain's coming back to try and help the Conqueror. The Chieftain on YETI's team, Parker, gets taken out by another unspotted tank. You can still see on here 2 unspotted tanks here, quite possibly one arty, and I would hesitate to predict one artillery. Now he gets hit for 164 hit points back here near the spawn. It's got to be a TD for sure. And let's see what happens with the rest of this game. 7-6. They're only leading by 1 now on Cliff. There's 3 minutes left on the clock. This Object 279E has just been spotted. Now let's have a look at this. That's the tank. This is the final reward tank for the personal missions. It is an odd looking tank. It looks like a cross between a 907 and a heavy. Of course, it is a heavy tank. The Object 279E. Arali Noramiki from the YETI clan. Finds a couple of 907s back there. Artillery just hit 2 for the price of 1 there. 1 down to 800. 490 now. Now 100. Yeah, Grass Nibbler gets both kills. 2 for the price of 1. That brings the score back to 9-6 as Arali Noramaki in the Object 279E starts rolling forward again. He's looking at Hyphers there on 1589 hit points. It might be wiser if he goes forward, but of course the Object 279E not as fast as you might think a tank with 4 tracks might be. 9-6 is the score. There's a Super Conqueror. Still 2 unspotted tanks. Pretty sure one of them will be a tank destroyer. There's a 907 back down there on the edge of the cliff. Hopefully Hypher can take care of him on 368 hit points. Gets hit again for 388 in the Object 279E. Continuing to roll forward, putting this solid house between him and the 907 on the edge of the cliff, looking for shots on the Super Conqueror. The Super Conqueror getting chipped away down to a 1 shot. There goes the 907. Slav King picking up that kill in the Conch GC, and that just leaves 5 enemy tanks remaining. 2 of them unspotted. One will be an arty for sure. The other one will be a TD. That's where my money is. I might be wrong. I've been wrong once before, I think. It was a long time ago though. 10-6. They haven't won anything yet though. YETI, they have not won anything yet, that's for sure. Looking for more kills. There's a one into the 907. Was the 907 one of the unspotted tanks? It must have been, because there's only... Oh no, the other artillery's just been spotted as well. The other Conqueror GC. There were 2 of them. One of them's dead. There goes the 907. There goes the Striv. And now there's just 3 tanks remaining. The Object 907 as the 1 minute siren goes. The Object 907, the artillery, and the Chieftain, the Napalmer in the Object 279E, going for the 907 on 301 hit points. Can he get him with 1 shot? He should. I think he might be able to. He doesn't need to, because looking up there, this is what communication's all about. He's going straight into 2 other tanks, and hopefully we can find this artillery. You can see the Striv 103B is just going straight for him, not stuffing around at all. Hits him once, hits him twice. There he goes, 15-7. 15-7 sounds like a pretty comfortable victory on Cliff, but that was a pretty tight game for all the part, for sure. That's what I reckon it was. I reckon it was a pretty tight game. Now, fear not, there's going to be 3 more replays. That's right, 3. But don't worry, the next 2 are going to be a little bit faster than that. Not a bad game. 15-7 on Cliff. That was YETI. Slav Prince having a ripper. Hypher having a ripper. Everyone's having a ripper. Look at that. A couple getting 3,000. Plenty in the 2,000 damage mark. Plenty of people having a great time. My old mate Bucket unfortunately got pushed on relatively early. I wouldn't say right early on in the game. And that IS-7 who was right in the middle got nothing. He got some assisted damage. He got 1,745 assisted damage. And he was one of the earlier tanks killed as well. That's why his score is down there on ATLUS's team. But a good all-round performance from the lads from YETI. YETI on Cliff. YETI up against ATLUS. Let's move on to our second game. The second game here in this Clan Wars Extravaganza. This is YETI again. This time they're up against TEAL, and you'll see something funny with a lot of the TEAL's in-game names. This time they're up against TEAL on Himmelsdorf again. We saw him on Himmelsdorf the other day, and I think it was 10 versus 10. This time it's 15 versus 15 on Himmelsdorf. All the Slavs are here. The Slav King in the Object 279E, the Slav Queen in the Chieftain, Slav Prince in the Batchat. And looking at Teal's lineup, looking at Yeti's lineup, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 AMX 50Bs. That's a massive clip potential, plus a Batchat. 2 Batchats in fact, and a T110E3, 1, 2, 3 Object 279Es and a couple of 260s. Looking at this, looks like there's going to be a bit happening on the hill. Teal, 4 tanks have been spotted: a 277, a 279 Chieftain, a VK, and a 268 version 4. Sort of spread out there on the northern part. The 279Es from Yeti, or 2 of them. Kicking back here, one's an anchor here with the T110E3, as well as a Chieftain kicking back in the windows, looking for vision here, which is what it's not an uncommon tactic to look through these windows here on the square of Himmelsdorf to try and see where the enemy teams are. Now, Slav Prince has surely just been spotted there by PQ Pucci. I'm not going to try and pronounce some of these Teal names because they're just too hard for me. And he's trying to bait him up, gets shot, shoots him. And he's trying to bait him up so that all these AMXs can just dump on this Chieftain. I think they're about to anyway. Have a look at this one. Straight over. They've got to go together though. There's no use going one at a time. You're just gonna give it to the enemy team. He gets rid of one tank. That's the Chieftain. This is just going to be an all-in brawl. Unfortunately, Slav Prince just got blown apart by the AMX 50B after doing 808 damage. But that's what happens when you do the big all-in. All-in's been called, so everyone get in there and unload your clips. It doesn't matter about your armour. The hit points are going to take the shots for you. I guess that's the plan. Hit shots are going to take the shots, but of course, with every 1 or 2 shots that these single-shot heavy tanks on Teal's team are going to do, the AMX 50Bs. It's a 4-shot auto-loader, so you'll be able to dump 4 shots in and then hopefully get out of there in time to reload. 4-2 the score now. It's an all-in brawl on the 8 line, but how many of these AMX 50Bs are on the reload? Unfortunately, you can't see in the replay. You can only see it on the replay from the person who's sent the replay, if they're still alive. When you're going through all these other people, then you don't get to see the reload. It looks like this Omiko AMX 50B is certainly on the reload, and the gamble's paid off for Yeti. They've gone all in on the 8 line and they've just dumped their clips and got the score up to 6-3. 7-3 now. As there's a bit of a different brawl happening there in the south, so I think the plan is probably for these tanks to take out whatever might be left up here, and hopefully these two can hold Teal off and maybe fend off a cap. I'm not too sure. 7-3 the score now. The 50Bs, I'm guessing the 50Bs would be loaded again. They'll be talking through Discord, working out what they're going to do, looking at the VK, and they're just unloading on that VK. The VK got a shot into Omineko, takes him down to 59 hit points, but that's 58 hit points more than he needs. There are 3 on cap. Only 2 on cap now. No, stay on cap, he says. Yep, we'll stay on cap while we're reloading. No problems whatsoever. 9-5 is the score. 3 on cap. 19 seconds left before they cap it out. Are they going to go for the cap, or are they going to try to kill all? I'm not too sure. Let's see. There are 5 tanks on the cap now, including a couple of one-shots. Omineko on 59 hit points. There's one over there. Rapunzel on 121 hit points. 4 seconds. 3 seconds left. Zulu Warrior, crazy, the legend, going there, taking one for the team, flying past the cap there to protect his teammates and stop them from getting the reset. 11-6. Did they cap? They must have capped. Certainly they've capped. Waiting for the game just to click over. 11-8 the score after that all-in brawl happening over here on the 7-8-9 line, and a little bit of a fight happening in the south. Fast and furious action on Himmelsdorf. That's Yeti versus Teal. Let's have a quick look at the result before we move on to our third replay in today's 15 versus 15 Fire Trail Clan Wars Extravaganza featuring Yeti. That was pretty quick. Didn't kill all the tanks though. 1, 2, only 4 tanks remained on Teal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tanks remained on Yeti's team. Again, a good spread of damage. Hoagie having an absolute ripper on 3,629 hit points. Zulu Warrior, Crazy B, taking one for the team all right. He got nearly 4k damage. Nothing wrong with that. And of course, the Crazy Zulu Warrior doing that, going through that the road, I guess you'd call it, the road to stop the guys from Teal coming back for the resets and confirming that victory. No problems whatsoever. We move on to our third replay. This is going to be Yeti again. Yeti versus BERYL. And this time we're looking at the Flying Elite's point of view. Now, Flying Elite in artillery in this in this game, and we're on Serene Coast. I think it's called Serene Coast. I'm sure it is. Serene Coast. What kind of setup do they have this time? 4 Object 277s, a couple of 279s, 4 Chieftains, a couple of 907s, 1 EBR 105, and 2 Conch GCs. Roby, 1 Kenobi, and Flying Elite in the artillery pieces. And have a look at that's the what's it called? He's got 2 marks of excellence on the artillery. That's filthy. But there's it's a pretty. What's that paint job? The stars of the paint job, aren't they? I've got that one on my. Who knows? Aim. No, couldn't see him. Little. He went unspotted, that T95 FV4201, the Chieftain. Only 2 tanks have been spotted on Beryl's team, the Chieftain and the EBR 105. There's the EBR in there. Looks like the 2 EBRs maybe going to have a little bit of a fight. No, maybe or maybe not. Aiming towards where the fight normally happens on Serene Coast. And he wants to... You can see Roby 1 Kenobi marking the map. He needs to shoot. Fires and then zooms out. We don't see what he does. He gets 316 hit points into the WZ11158. Relocates just in case the enemy artillery pieces are looking at countering him. And as the tanks on Beryl's team get spotted, 4 Chieftains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 5 8. 5 8 still a pretty versatile tank. 907 and an EBR. 1 unspotted tank, which you would imagine might be artillery, as a Flying Elite's British Tier 10 artillery piece is ready to reload. He's looking at this as perfect. This is exactly what you want as an artillery player. Have a look at all these tanks all stuck together. He hits about 1, 2, I think he hit about 3 tanks. I think he hit about 3 tanks at once. Unfortunately, Slav Prince got taken out in the EBR 105, but I think he's done his job. They know where the majority of Beryl's forces are, and they're over here on the 1-2 line. Even though the scoreboard is 0-2, YETI know where these tanks are. They've got 2 artilleries that can just keep dropping turds on their heads all day long. 0-2 is the score. A few other familiar faces in this line. Saxon Oryx, what a legend. Met him a couple of times with some of the booze-ups. Bolognese, Flank and Spank, Geordie Bro. Celebrities all round as Flying Elite shoots again and again. I reckon he hit 3 or maybe even 4 tanks with that one round. And look at those notifications keep coming up. But all that damage, 2,624 damage, 1,076 assisted damage after he's stunned. And that's going to certainly make it easier for these heavy tanks to engage this big bunch of 5As and Chieftains, which they're not learning though, are they? They've been hit twice or 3 times by the Flying Elite, and more than likely 2 or 3 times by Roby 1 Kenobi as well. And they're still sitting together, especially those low health ones. He's waiting, he's ready to shoot, fire. And this should be 2 for the price of 1. Again, gets a kill, gets rid of the one of the WZ11158. That's the first kill on YETI's team, but they have taken a lot of hit points out of these heavy tanks. Now, he will be feeling a little bit nervous. Looking at the mini-map, lots of medium tanks pushing on the cap. There's a couple of 279s holding the... holding the cap circle, but there it looks like they might be getting swarmed by 1, 2, 3 Object 907s who are now currently on the base. Flying Elite is still gonna try and get rid of 2 for the price of 1 again. Trying to get rid of 2 heavy tanks over here, 2 the 5A, and he doesn't get a couple of kills. Does hit 2 of them, takes them both down to a 1-shot, I think. The score's 3-2 now. There's 1 tank still capping. Flying Elite not going to move, staying in this position. He doesn't want that 907 to find him. Most of those 907s, or 3 of those 907s have been killed. There's only 1 remaining. He knows he's going to be spotted now. He's just about loaded. Roby 1 Kenobi looks like he might be the first victim. And who got that kill? Haifa got that kill in the 907. 11-3 the score now. Flying Elite aiming again back there to where the heavy tanks are. Wants to get one more shot out to try and get rid of... That's iGuru, another community contributor. Gets him for 437 hit points, and he gets taken out by Slav King in the Chieftain, and that brings the score up to 14-3. And you would think that would be a victory as they go hunting for that last remaining tank. Quite likely an artillery piece. Who knows? Quite likely an artillery piece. There he is in the Conch GC. Gets taken out by Slav King in the Chieftain. 15-3. Didn't look like it was going to be a comfortable win for that whole amount of time, did it? That was not a long battle by any stretch of the imagination, unlike the next game. But that didn't look like it was going to be... I don't know what I'm trying to say. 15-3 sounds like a really It sounds like a whitewash, but for a lot of that game, the team from BERYL were very, very close to rolling over the tanks that were at the spawn, i.e. the 2 artilleries, the 2 279s, and maybe 1 or 2 medium tanks. Anyway, yet again, another great spread of damage by the lads and ladettes from YETI clan. Plenty doing over 2,000, a few doing over 3,000 hit points. A couple of early casualties, don't worry about that. Took one for the team, and they had, I'm sure they had a good time as well. That's the main thing. And Flying Elite, the cheeky bugger, he even made 101,000, nearly 102,000 credits after tax in that 5-minute game, running the Conqueror gun carrier. That is with a battle payment though. Don't hold that against him. Don't hold that against. Who said you got to lose money in Clan Wars? Let's move on to our 4th and final replay in today's Tier 10 Fire Trail 15 versus 15 Extravaganza. It's the Flying Elite again, this time on Fisherman's Bay, and yet again we're seeing him in the Conqueror gun carrier. The Conch GC, the mighty Conch, with that groovy camo that he's got on it. I keep going to say stars and stripes. Fires. I'm not sure he was aiming at there. He wants to get over to this part of the map. That one wasn't even aimed. I didn't even talk about the gun. 233.7 millimeter gun. 1200 alpha damage. 1200 alpha damage. Penetration rate 59. Not sure what that means. Maximum stun 12 seconds. No, maximum 33. Minimum 12. Is aiming towards the Super Conqueror. General pain. What happened there? Did he go unspotted before the shell landed? Because that was certainly going to hit that shot into the Super Conqueror. Rightio, here we are. Was that a shot towards? The Flying Elite in his Conch GC? I'm not too sure. 2 Conch GCs this time, Flank and Spank, and the Flying Elite. They've both featured on this channel before. Safi in the EBR 105, along with Slav Prince. I'll be having a great time. Those two in the French Tier 10 wheeled light tank. Slav Queen leading up the chieftains. 3 chieftains, 4 279s, including the Slav King and my old mate Napalmer. 1 object 270, 260, and 3 907s. You can't have Clan Wars without 907s. 0-0 the score. Most of NPG, this is NPG clan. Most of NPG has been spotted. I'd say, what's that? Maybe a bit over half their tanks have been spotted. 2 Super Conquerors, a couple of Object 430Us, a 907, 2 EBRs, 277, and a 279. 0-0 is the score. Flying Elite in a Conqueror GC, the Tier 10 British self-propelled gun, looking to see the mini-map where he's aiming. He's aiming for where those medium tanks were last spotted over there at H2. Pulls back. He's still relocating after each shot because he doesn't know if any of those unspotted enemy tanks are artilleries and if they're going to be trying to counter battery him. Looking again, this time towards the EBR on the enemy team. Now, they're hard to hit at the best of times. If somebody can... Oh, do you track EBRs? Is that what you call them? Somebody track him. Somebody wheel him. I'm not sure. A few people putting some damage into the EBR 105, and there's a Super Conqueror. Now, this is what artillery is for. Digging out these Super Conquerors in these hold-down positions behind buildings. Looking for a place where... Not sure where that shot was aimed. Not too sure at all. Now, on the in-game damage counter, it's coming up with zeros for a couple of times, including the first shot that he put, well, it looked like he was going to put into the Super Conqueror. I reckon that Super Conqueror went unspotted as the Flying Elite let go of his shell. The score's 0-0. They're just biding their time, looking at where YETI are setting up. Now, if you're in a smaller clan or a clan that hasn't done too many 15 versus 15 Tier 10 clan wars, you could take a lesson from this. This is how some people, might be one of you, but where you might want to set your tanks up. It's got some heavy tanks back here at A1, backed up by a couple of 907s. I'm guessing these 907s, should something be found here, the 907s have got the pace to push into whatever might present down this 1-2 line. Plenty of action happening in the middle. You'll always get that on Fisherman's Bay. This is where the majority of the fighting is going to be. But there's only 2 Object 279Es in the middle. They're just looking to keep whatever the NPG players have sent into the middle. They're just there to keep them honest. A couple of heavy tanks back here at A8, A9, 907 and a 260 as well. They're also, I'm guessing, and I don't pretend to be any good at clan wars, I'm guessing they are. That one went into Super Conqueror, took him down to 624 health. These guys are looking like they're ready to react as well. Once the lads and ladettes from YETI work out exactly where these MPG players are going to be. Still only half the MPG players have been lit. 2 EBRs, a 907, 2 Object 430Us, a dead Super Conqueror and one that's still alive, an Object 279E and an Object 277. Plus there's going to be still a few more left to spot. Now whether they're kicking back over here in the city, we don't know. They may be kicking back down here on the 1-2 line, we don't know. And that's why, this is my hypothesis, you might say, is that's why YETI haven't committed yet. There's also a heavy tank. There's also a heavy tank back here. Back here, getting ready to either join the fight in the middle or go left or go right. Entirely up to them. 1 zip's the score now. 1 tank's already been taken out. The dead Super Conqueror. Flying Elite kicking back here in the Conch GC. The Tier 10 British self-propelled gun. Tier 10 Arty, the big one. Waiting for the gun to reload, looking around, looking at the mini-map, saying, right here, what's going to get spotted? There's an EBR running around here in the central eastern part of the map. Not much has been spotted in the city. 1 kicking back over here, getting ready to do some more spotting runs. Lets his teammates know that he's ready to fire by hitting the F8 key, which is exactly the right thing to do. Flank and Spank is doing the same. There's the Object 279E. Perfect target for an Arty shell. Shoots. I don't think he took any hit points out of the Object 279E, but he certainly stunned him. Relocates again. And again, a game of patience from YETI. YETI versus NPG. What are NPG called? New Power Griffin. All right, that's an interesting one. Flying Elite aiming for the bunch of mediums down there at H2. Flank and Spank. Clicking on K1, possibly saying that's where artillery is. Possibly, or possibly saying, I saw something down there. Who knows? Artillery puts one into the Object 430U. Flying Elite shoots as well. The 430U goes unspotted just as the shell leaves that big, bad British gun. So again, we don't know how many hit points of damage is put into the Russian heavily armoured medium tank. Would you call it a heavily armoured medium tank? Yeah, I reckon I would. 1 zip is still the score. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. And I need to go to work in about 10 minutes. So we need this one. We need this to wind up relatively quickly. 1 zip is the score. Flank and Spank aiming towards H2. Flying Elite doing the same. There's a 277. Possibly that's where he was pinging the map earlier. 277 gets spotted behind that building. Now they're all in, I wouldn't say they're all in artillery safe positions, but some of them certainly are. The EBR, that'd be a good one to get rid of. And like any, no, he just backed out at the right time from his point of view, but at the wrong time from the Flying Elite's point of view. Relocates again as he waits for his British gun to reload. Aiming towards the Object 277 and that group of medium tanks and light tanks. More tanks get spotted back there. The Striv 103B, the Tier 10 Swedish tank destroyer, is nearly loaded. He'd love to get one into him, but he knows he's going to be unspotted pretty quickly. Aims instead towards the Object 277, shoots and zooms out. Gets him for 349 hit points. He stuns him as well, brings his damage up to 501. 1 zip is still the score. The YETI boys and girls may be making a move in the east. Look at those heavy tanks start to move in the east. The couple of chieftains, the 907, the 279E and the Object 260, and of course the 2 Object 279s still in the middle of the map, keeping these heavy tanks on NPG's team very, very honest indeed. In fact, these 2 tanks here are stopping these tanks from pushing over. That's the way I see it anyway. They're thinking, and of course the guys from NPG who'll be on the southern part of the map, they'll be seeing these 2 Object 279s and of course the EBR every now and then, and they'll be thinking, well, what else have they got? They probably don't know as well. Flying Elite throws another shell towards a 277. That time gets him for 1,203 hit points. He'll be pretty happy with that one. Unfortunately, one of those 279Es gets taken out. It's not one of the ones in the middle of the map. It's one of the ones possibly on the east. The EBR goes down to Safi in his EBR 105. And Flying Elite, again, aiming towards the middle, waiting for the gun to turn. He is in the water. You can see that. You can see that on the middle of the screen, aiming towards the Object 279E. Biding his time, waiting. The score's 2-1. We know that one of those 277s is on very low hit points because the Flying Elite got 1,203 out of him not too long ago. Coffee's starting to cool down about now, but that's okay. 2-1's the score. Flying Elite in the Conch GC. 5 minutes left on the cap. That's right on his range. That's why you can't see a circle there. It's just a line. Is he going to... You may as well shoot. I reckon I'll shoot. There you go. He's going to start rolling a little bit closer now to make sure that these tanks are still in range. He got him for 314 hit points. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. That's going to help these heavy tanks push in, if they're going to push in. I'm not too sure. It looks like they are taking their time. The score's 2-1, 4.5 minutes left on the clock. Flying Elite now aiming for those two heavy tanks, two Object 279Es. They're trying to be hulled down. Artillery, what, they're still stunned? He just got some more assisted damage there. The other artillery, flank and spank in the Conch GC, just put one into the two of them and got two for the price of one. One of them's on 431 hit points. That's the one that Flying Elite's hoping to take out with this shot. Is he going to drive into it? Looks like he is. Takes him down to 65 health, which he will not be unhappy with at all. Parker got rid of that kill, or Alpha Foxtrot got rid of the other as well. Two Object 279s on the enemy team just went down, bringing the score up to 4-1 as the 4-minute mark pops on the timer in the northeast, or the top right part of the map. And here we go. The NPG guys have got to do something. They're no use just sitting there and copying it, which is looks like they're pushing into these heavies now. This is where the push is finally going to happen. I really think the NPG probably should have done this a while ago. Flying Elite shoots, hopes that the 430 is going to drive into it. Gets him for a little bit for 130 hit points, but it also stuns these tanks. And looks like they've used their repair kit. First aid kit, I should say. 8-3, it's an all-in ball down there in the southeast. The tanks on the 1-2 line are flying forward to try and get rid of this Striv, as well as that last remaining red line heavy tank down there, the Object 277. 10-5 the score now, 3 and a bit minutes left on the clock. There goes the GW E100, taken out by Hoagie in the 907. He had an absolute ripper of a game not too long ago. Flying Elite just about loaded, just about aimed. He's going to say, hello, Striv, you are all mine. Fire. No, don't drive into it, he says. Oh, well, battle buddy reset during a Clan Wars battle. I don't think it's against the rules, is it? I'm not too sure. You got the Slav Queen in the Chieftain, but that's okay. I'm sure the Slav Queen's got a sense of humour, and that is a win, 15-5, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. 15-5. Yeti absolutely smashed them. 15-5. But again, it went for a long time, that last game. Absolutely went for a long time. Artie Gods is what the Flying Elite's calling this one. Flying Elite did nearly 5,000 hit points. It said 3,000 on the in-game counter. So some of those blind shots did go through. We knew the first one on the Super Conqueror would have went through. That was looking really, really true. But some of the other ones, they were looking good, but then the tank went unspotted at the wrong, as the shell was mid-air. Again, good spread of damage. Yardi's certainly beating them up. Flying Elite doing nearly 5,000 hit points of damage. Flank and Spank doing a bit over 4. Not too bad at all. Didn't make credits on that one, even with the battle payments, but who cares when a big Clan Wars campaign is happening? That's what you got to do. What about you? Did your clan do the Clan Wars campaign? Mine did, and a lot of people had a great time. I was away for half of it, but it sounded like people had a really good time and picked up some pretty groovy rewards. Thank you once again for the replays, Flying Elite and JT. Thank you for watching, everyone. Take care and see you all next time. Wow, the extravaganzas can kill me. They can be a killer sometimes. But look, I enjoy them. I hope you do too. That's about it for the Fire Trail campaign replays. Once again, thanks to Yeti and 1AR for sending me the replays. JT, Flying Elite, Little Stewie from 1AR Clan, and anybody else who sent me replays, thank you very much indeed. I reckon by the time this video comes out, the next season might be out. Season 12 might be out, which will be, again, they're just changing the rules a little bit more. Hopefully, there's 10 versus 10 and there's 15 versus 15. So if you're from a baby clan, have a go. Have a go at, you only need 10 players. You only need 10 players to get a 10 versus 10 Clan Wars battle happening. And I can highly recommend it. They're pretty exciting. And look, when you first start, you might not do too well. But I tell you what, when you start getting a few wins, it's a pretty good feeling indeed. I'm off to work. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Take care and see you all next time.